Welcome to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm your host, Woody Zimmerman, here with Mark Skabowski of Remax Lakes, and good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well, and here we are. We're rounding out July.
Holy moly!
You know,
Where did the summer go?
I know the summer's been going by fast. You got your boat.
I got the boat. We spent some time up there. It's been fun. A lot of maintenance because
Yeah.
it's an old boat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's an '03. It's not brand new, so I spend a lot of time fixing.
Yeah, I love the name of the boat.
The Last Run.
Yep. Hey, that's
What does that mean?
Yeah. Well, so explain it. Yep.
So it could mean the last run because I run.
Yeah. True.
It could mean the last run for barefooting
Mm-hmm.
because barefoot water skiing. That's what we talk about. We're going on a barefoot run.
Okay.
Or it could mean my last run, literally going in the ground. So you never know.
Yeah,
What
hey.
does it mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the boat's name, so I'm Captain Mark of the Last Run.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, that is awesome.
It is.
Summer for me has meant travel baseball,
Of course.
so I'm running a lot.
Yeah. You're running a lot.
Maybe I should name my car that. Running a lot.
Running a lot. That's it.
But yeah, so every weekend we're just all over the place.
But you know what? Those are the things you remember as
Yeah.
you go. I mean, I remember my kids, sports. My oldest daughter played travel soccer.
Yeah.
Youngest daughter was a cheerleader, so we had travel cheerleading. You wouldn't think that's a thing, but it is.
It is.
And then, of course, sports are kicking up. I mean, I don't know when the Tigers start football practice. They may have already. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not having kids in school anymore, I don't know. But it's amazing. High school activities pick up. I mean, and school starts not too long.
Yeah.
So,
It sure does. We're just I've got a daughter going off to college, and so she's leaving in 2 weeks. And so she's going a little bit early.
yeah.
Because of the curriculum that she's taking. But I think most of the kids are leaving here in about 3 weeks. And yeah, and
Craziness.
and football's right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Yep. So, well, we can say that this the market has been very, very hot for the housing industry for sure for a very long time.
It has, and the last couple of weeks I was negligent in my duties. We hadn't done a market update, so I thought, hey, this is a perfect week to do that.
Yeah.
So these numbers are through the end of June. And why do I do the end of a month? Because if I pull the stats in July right now, it's going to be skewed. It won't make any sense because there's still time left. So looking at the county, and again, this is year over year. So January through the end of June, 2020 compared to January through June of 2021, up 15% as far as the number of units sold. So 500 sold in 2020, 577 in 2021. 15% increase year over year.
With as hot as what the industry was last year,
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd see an increase like that.
I did not expect to see that. If you listen to shows in November, December last year, talking about predictions, I would have never thought this. Volume sold up 44% year over year.
Wow.
44%. The average sales price up 25%.
That I believe.
Craziness.
Yeah.
Craziness.
I mean,
there's some big dollar lake homes that have sold and added to that change. Why it's 25%. But the median, the meat and potatoes, when statisticians look at the numbers, median is the real one that they would review versus average.
Okay.
Average is the easy one for us to talk about.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
the median was up 16%.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you that there were definitely price increases year over year in the housing market in our county. It's craziness.
Yeah.
It's craziness. 16% year over year.
But I mean, as long as the feds keep the interest rates low,
Yeah.
we're gonna see this, or I think we're going to see it.
I would agree. I think we're going to continue to see pricing increase, but the good news is maybe we're starting to see the top of that. And we'll talk about that second segment of the show here today. But this is nuts. And this is history.
Yeah.
So, when we talk about current conditions, for those who are thinking about that, should I put my house on the market? I'm thinking about buying. This history is important because it gives you a little insight into what sellers are thinking. Sellers are listening to this show and they're mouths watering, right?
Yeah.
They're thinking, oh, great, now's a perfect time to sell.
Yeah.
The fact is, it's beginning to slow a little bit. It is beginning to slow. Statistically, can I tell you what that means?
Mark, I don't think I've heard you say those words in like 2.5 years.
It's been a while, and I could be totally all wet with this, but it just, there's a feel. I mean, when you do it every day, when you see the volume of calls starting to decrease, when you see the leads that are coming in off of the internet, those are touches, right, in the sales world, people that I've touched, it's beginning to slow, and I feel that. I talk to other agents, and I'm beginning to get some of that same feel from them. We're all saying the same thing. Man, I'm not as busy as I thought I would. No, it's a great year. We're all have been busy for so long. I don't know what the new normal is, right? We've talked about it with COVID. What's the new normal?
Yeah.
The fact is, during the last year, my new normal's been 7 days, right? 9 in the morning till 9 at night, pretty much every day.
Right.
I'm not complaining about that. It's great, but there comes a point when it's got to simmer down.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that Saturday Night Live thing. Simmer down now. We need to simmer down now.
Yeah.
So, and after the break, we'll talk a little bit about, the Warsaw statistics, and then why there's some indicators leading to where I'm coming from as far as beyond my personal feel, what's the market doing?
All right, very good. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Welcome back. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm your host, Woody Zimmerman, here with Mark Skabowski of RE/MAX Lakes, and we're just doing a market update here. And you're saying that you're feeling like the real estate market is starting to slow down.
Yeah, I think it is. Now, these numbers that I'm talking about, that we just, prices up year over year, all of that, that is not current. That's history. That's through the end of June.
Right.
And what I would say is when we do the market update after the end of July, I think we're going to start to see that trend, days on market, bumping up a little bit. I think prices are leveling out. Why do I think that? As I talked about, the activity level has slowed as far as calls coming in to me personally. But again, I've talked to other agents. It's not just me. Hey, what are you thinking? Every time I'm talking to them, what do you think about the market? Yeah. Just like you and your job, you talk about stuff with people you're working with, what's going on at work.
Right.
We're doing the same thing. The days on market, I think, will gradually increase. Now, is that a function of it slowing? I can tell you, I had one that the appraisal is the bottleneck. The appraisals are taking longer than expected. I had one, the appraisal was due back June 30th, and we actually did not close that transaction until July 20th.
Is it, they're just so backed up?
The appraisers are backed up. The demand is still there. So am I talking out of both sides of my mouth? The market's slowing, but yet appraisers still jammed. I think there's a backlog for the appraisers. Again, that one, the offer was actually accepted June 1st.
Okay, wow.
And we did not close that transaction until July 20th. The inspections went smoothly. The appraisal was ordered. Couldn't get it done, finally got it accomplished. I think they got it in, I don't know, July 15th or 16th. But I mean, it took 45 days to get to the appraisal being received by the lender. That is going to impact days on market. Buyers change their mind over that time period. The longer it goes, what's wrong? Why is this taking so long? Yeah. Sellers are stressed, buyers are stressed. I went to a closing this week for one of my agents who was out of town, and they had the same thing. The appraisal was slow, then the underwriters got into the mix. Hey, we need this, we need this, we need this. And as we've talked about, when you buy a house, whatever the lender wants, get it for them really quickly so you don't slow the process down.
Right.
Well, in this case, the underwriters were changing the rules of the game as the house went through the process. It was on a septic. Well, we got the septic back, and they needed a layout of the septic. They needed it was just craziness. So things are starting to slow on the appraisal slide as far as time frame goes. What does that mean to buyers on price? As our statistics showed, they're still selling at almost 100% of list price. It's not go in and do grandpa's offer 10% below.
Right.
We're still seeing multiple offers. We are. But so why is Mark saying it's slowing? Again, it's a feel. The volume is beginning to slow down. The number of people that I'm in touch with is slowing down. I can say this as an agent, the weekends we talked about my boat.
Yeah.
I haven't had to show property on the weekend in a long time because there's no inventory.
There's
no inventory. So showing Saturdays and Sundays, I've actually had free weekends. It's kind of been nice.
Yeah,
because usually when do we work? We work the weekends.
Yeah, nights and weekends.
Nights and weekends. So there isn't as much inventory, but there is more inventory than there was last year.
Okay.
We're seeing more new listings come on the market, and they're sitting a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
I had one that I've got listed. We actually have an offer on it now. 5 acres, 230,000, 4-bedroom, 1-bath farmhouse. Back in June, beginning of June, that thing, we'd had multiple offers have been sold in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And the house is in good shape. I mean, I don't think it's not a piece of junk house. It's not a, hey, we priced it high trying to take advantage of the market. I think we're priced where we should have been, but it's on the market 14 days instead of on and sold in 1 day.
Yeah.
And people are going, what's wrong with the house? Buyers, this has been on the market a while. So 2 weeks?
Yeah, you're right.
It's been on the market 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, we're starting to see things sit a little bit longer, but it's still not 2008, 2009 where we're 180 days on the market. So when I'm using the simmer down now, I'm telling buyers the same thing. Just because it's on the market for 10 days doesn't mean they're still willing to take off 20%.
Right, no.
But we're seeing some price reductions. So there are some sellers that did go out. I mean, there was a house that came on listed at 284, really should have been 269. Was on the market 2 weeks, and guess what? They reduced it down to 274, trying to get closer, to where they need to be. So one statistic that we can actually put in line with this, the National Home Builders is saying that the new housing permits have slowed. The number of new housing permits nationwide have slowed.
Okay.
So why is that? Price, all of those things, that's an indicator. Again, it's a leading indicator, but is it because of backlog, because they can't build them fast enough? Is it because of price? I don't know the answer to that, but what I can say is that permits have slowed down.
Because I was going to ask you about that, about new houses.
New housing, the permits have slowed down.
Because I know material was also an issue.
Absolutely. Those material shortages, labor shortages, all of that's impacting. So is it going to mean a drastic drop? No, I'm not saying that. But I think we have probably crested where we think that price appreciation is going to go to.
And, maybe it will just steady out.
That's what I'm hoping, is that it levels off and we let things catch up. And we'll see where it goes from there. Yeah. So I don't want to be an alarmist. Right. That is not my intent, but I think we have crested. We've seen the peak, and now I'm hoping we have a slower decrease as we move along, or leveling out anyway.
And what my gut is telling me is I think we're going to see a lot more car sales because those chips are starting to come in.
I think so. I'm looking myself.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, hey Mark, your contact information?
Sure, our website's lakes-realtors.com. Phone number is 574-834-1233. Check us out on YouTube, Real Estate in Real Time.
All right, very good. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. You've been listening to Real Estate in Real Time.